Young Miami spin that is going crazy and people are pretty pissed off about it, man. But before we get into it, it's your boy Classic from Classic Live. I'm a music producer slash content creator, work with the likes of 50 Cent, will.i.am, Kendrick Lamar, Crooked Eye. Man, the list goes on. I got the homie OG Corn Dog in the building. And I need y'all to do two things before we get started, man. You know, I don't want to get pissed off again. So smash up that like. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. You feel me? Follow whatever it is. Get us to the algorithm, man. You feel me? But yeah, right, man, it's getting pretty hectic, man. Young Miami. Caresha, please. One half of the duo City Girls. You know what I'm saying? She got this crazy song called Spin That, and it's been going very viral the last couple of weeks, damn near the last 2 months, it seemed like. Everybody talking about spin that shit, spin that ish. And some people are not feeling the influence of what this song created. Now, India.Arie took to her social media and exposed, or she explained why she felt the way that she felt about this. Now, you know, if y'all don't know Young Miami from City Girls, you know, they basically one of those, you know, hot girl summer type of females that's talking about, you know, taking money from tricks and spending it and everything. If y'all don't know her from the music, then y'all probably heard about her being involved with Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Because she was messing with him for a while, and she was accused of smuggling some pink sniff, but all of a sudden, you know, that disappeared, and then she was writing pleas for Diddy to get up out of jail. So all that went under the rug all of a sudden. Now people is on this hit song called Spin That. And it's going like both ways. People are entertained by it, and you got the other half of people that's not feeling it at all. And personally, you know, I was just on the other live talking about Pooh Shiesty father and how much of a dumbass he is. Now it's time, you know, to talk about the other half. Like, the thing is that overall hip hop isn't in the best state. A lot of people are copycatting with the music. We only have a few people that's actually talented. And the common misconception of people critiquing female artists, the first thing people will say is that you're hating on this particular artist. But we're looking at it, or me personally, I'm looking at it from a skill point of view. And sometimes some of these female artists don't have the skill. All they talk about is they cat, how wet it is. It's wetter than theirs, it's wetter than hers. Everybody got the wettest cat, so somebody's lying. So it's just real crazy that, you know, this is something that we really have to talk about, because me and the homie Corn Dog had this discussion before, and we was talking about that Metcalf dude, the father, how he was talking about black fatigue. And I remember the homie Corn Dog was saying, like, yeah, you know, I don't know what black fatigue is because I'm black. Well, this Spin That song is one of the scenarios, because they're talking about stealing, boosting. And if you know your history, Latasha Harlem was killed because she was accused of stealing. Clayton Cyrus Belton, he was killed because he was accused of stealing. Trayvon Martin, he was killed because he was accused of stealing. It was a situation, God forgive me, I forgot her name. Last year, a pregnant woman was stealing bottles of liquor out of it was like a Walmart or something. They ended up shooting her because they said that she was driving her car using it as a weapon. So now her baby's gone. She's gone all over stealing. So people will make the comparison of, well, what about when the men do it? What about when the men do it? Rick Ross rapped about thinking that he's Big Meech, thinking that he's Larry Hoover. Now, how often do people aspire to be drug dealers of that caliber? Like, I think it's more feasible to go into a store and steal some items to try to boost and scam more than it is to be a drug dealer. Now, I could be biased with that, like the gang banging music and stuff like that. Draco the Ruler, I liked him as an artist. But when it came to dissing this and dissing that, I really despise that. And you see what that got him. It ended him up in some beef to where now he's no longer here. Especially with these other Chicago rappers, the drill rappers, talk. If you go back 5 years ago, a lot of these Chicago artists aren't here today. And we can go from the sum of like 60 to 80 of them. So some people say that it isn't that deep because they don't believe that music influenced a lot of people in their decisions. But I beg to differ. And just to be honest with you, it's low vibrational. Not all hip hop is low vibrational, but some of these particular songs, especially when we have kids singing these songs. So, I'm gonna digress for a second. I'm gonna let my homeboy Corndog speak on this. Like, what you feel about this, bro?
Me? I could really feel about it. I mean, the song I just only ran across it from TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and you see the people on there doing their little dances to it and all that. Yeah, and then then I run across the part of the real algorithm of the song. Um, Young Miami's talking about scamming, and I tapped in for maybe the first 30 seconds of what they were saying, and the first part of the lyric, where my scamming ninjas at, you know what I'm saying? Now you starting like that. I don't know how old this young lady is right now. She probably, yeah, she made it to her 30s yet? She
I
had to
want
make
to
it to
say
her
late.
30s.
I want to say late 20s, probably 29, 30.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, she's still there. She's still there. She's still there. You know what I'm saying? That's why I did
32.
was. That's why. Okay, okay. I kind of figured she was there because when Diddy was messing with her, she was in them 20s. You know what I'm saying? And that goes to show you what type of guy he is. But on that part that she done did this. She's 32 now. You make this song. That means you're in the environment. You're still part of uh uh that field in the club type shit. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they dealing with. This is what these youngsters are dealing with. For her to be a female and to be pushing, this is what you need to be looking for as a female. These type of ninjas. Yo, you pushing the wrong agenda there. Now, this makes me really think because you brought up a point about the music industry and how it's becoming um, pretty much trash, garbage. Probably because someone else is running the program agenda of hip hop and what they think is going to be popular. You know what I mean? It's got nothing to do with the young mind. Is them influencing the young mind. The people that's management or that's involved with her or anybody in there suggesting this is what we'll do. We're gonna do this. We love it. You know what I'm saying? This is perfect. Um, we're in a whole different genre when it comes to hip hop. Whole different stage. This stage is not mysterious. It's right there in front of your face. Up front. They're showing you exactly what they're pushing. You know what I mean? Spin that. What's so funny about this is because of the popularity of the song. And then you got white moms and their daughters making dances off of this goddamn song. They not even really listening to the song. They don't know nothing about that. You know, just like that Donald Trump Jr. and 50 Cent type shit. But Donald Trump don't know nothing. Donald Trump Jr. do. That's my point on that. But Young Miami is, I'm not going to lie about this, and I'm going to say it full straight up, and everybody knows she is a ratchet. A tool in my toolbox. Okay? Now, the people that's pushing this music, they're like, yes, we love you. This is what we've been looking for. We want you to do this. We're going to do this. And as a matter of fact, make a song like this. And then we're going to push it, and then it's going to go crazy. It's going to go viral. You know what I'm saying? The past mentions of what you were saying with her and her involvement with Diddy. Oh, man, that could get really deep. And you were saying stuff is out of there scrubbed out of the woodwork and the rest of it. Don't nobody know, and now they trying to like make you forget about it. There's a whole bunch of stuff that was going on that wasn't even out. A lot of connections there. You know what I'm saying? Her dealings and her allegedly Jelaine Maxwell style type shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like her track record at all. And I could personally say I don't enjoy her music. The first thing that came out was the City Girls. I heard that. I'm like, what is this garbage? I mean, they like this? This is popular? What is this? This sounds like somebody that don't know how to rap, and even the production was whack. I'm like, so they're dumbed down. They're all dumbed down now. Everybody, we talked about this earlier, trying to sound like one another. Her, when she came out, and this generation, City Girls came out, it reminded me kind of like JJ Fad. It kind of reminded me of that style of rap. And I'm like, yo, they like this? And it kind of make me think again that going back in time now. I don't know. It could have been the City Girls again. I mentioned this I'll probably cast with you that they had made a song. It was it a Trick Daddy song? Yeah, the Trick Daddy song. They didn't do nothing. They just sampled the whole damn song and then did a verse over it. It was nothing different about the song.
I remember you mentioned that. What Trick Daddy song are you talking about?
Was it?
What, the Nan nigga?
Nah.
Talking about Freaky League?
Yeah.
Petey Pablo?
Petey Pablo, not Trick Daddy. They do sound like to me and shit. But
yeah.
I don't know if it was a City Girl. It had to be them. It had to be them because they was the only ones that was popular out there. They remade that whole song and they didn't do nothing to the damn sample. They just played the song and rapped over it. This is what you know that song. I don't know if it's the City Girls, it's a female singing on there. I know that. And it gave me the same vibe of rap style of JJ Fad. You know what I'm saying? So I'm automatically thinking the City Girls. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what song. When you mentioned JJ Fad, I was kind of thinking like, yo, I low-key kind of like Supersonic. The message is kind of different, but you can kind of live with them on the same wavelength as far as rap skill. JJ Fad, they were decent, but they wasn't like no, conscious twins or nothing, or
no
Lady Rage, not on that caliber, but just some fun type.
It was.
It's crazy how old school fun is different from fun of today.
Right, but I'm talking about not the subject matter. I'm talking about the style, how they hitting the key points and notes on the lyrics, the way it was set up, the way it was written.
Yeah,
you know, it sounded like old school JJ Fad to me. On top of something that they got from the 2000s, and you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying now? The format of it.
Yeah.
So, but like, yo, man, I've never been a fan of that ratchet type music. You know what I'm saying? Especially that I have a daughter now. I mean, I'm not in the club like that. I mean, that's what you do when the women get out there and they, you throw the money. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. But, I'm not into that type of music. And I don't appreciate that you're at this age and you pushing it to the ones below age of you. You know what I'm saying? You have a lot of influence, whether you know it or not. And that is called responsibility. So you're irresponsible. Period.
Hey, don't say that. You about to hurt too many feelings now.
I'm sorry. I gotta say it. This ratchet shit gotta go.
Hey,
ratchet, scamming. What the? Come on. Where my scamming niggas at? You like these niggas? You promoting your fans to go after these type? Yo, I'm telling you, ladies, young ladies, stay away from those type of niggas because it's right there in front of your face. Scamming. They scamming your ass. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. It's a scam. Young shit. But I get the message because back in the days, the message was a secret. But now it's all out there in the front. You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. The thing is, I'm not even going to front. The song is catchy. The beat is cool. The melody and everything is everything about the song is catchy. The reason why it's popular like how it is, but the messaging behind it is like once you get over the beat, it's like now, all right, let's listen to what they talking about. Oh, she talking about scamming and shit. It's like, okay, well, yeah, that's basically immoral, not the best thing to do. And nobody's perfect and shit like that. But I think the thing that's really irritating me is the fact that I'm seeing kids that's the age of your daughter. They like 6 and 7. And I'm seeing their parents having some type of recording device in front of their face, having them singing a song, put that shit in little kids cursing, and then you hear the parents like that's goofy shit. And that goes to the responsibility part. You'll hear these artists say, hey, we're not your parents. It's your parents' job to do what they need to do. And then you see these parents not even doing their job. So everybody is placing responsibility on the next person, and nobody's being held accountable for anything. And now we're in the situation that we're in. Hey, shout out to Splashy, shout out to Brian, man. Brian said, way back when rap was a story of overcoming adversity. That's the difference between old school rap and new school rap. Now rap is a manifesto of degenerate, antisocial, and despicable behavior and intentions. And then he said, quote unquote, no artist. That's what I'm saying. Like, honestly, at some point, you'd have to be accountable for the stuff that you're putting out there. And on the bigger scale of things, us as Black people always have been duped by people that's been over us into either selling D-rugs like Rick Ross, that came from the CIA, the government, whatever the fuck it is, to the music industry, pushing this agenda of hurting your own kind because the people above is giving you money for that. So it show you that for money, it seems like a lot of us will push a lot of messages and agendas just to fill our own pockets. And the crazy part about it is when you ask these same artists, will they let their children hear this song? Oh, hell no. I don't let my kids hear that. So why the fuck are you still promoting that, knowing that other people's kids is going to be able to listen to it? So it's just kind of crazy, bro.
Hey, yeah, by the way, my daughter doesn't even know what that song is. She never heard it, and she ain't gonna hear it.
I was about to say, I bet you, if you heard your daughter singing that song, you wouldn't be, you wouldn't find.
No, I'm be like, I'm gonna be like, where you hear that song from? Where you hear that song? Because you didn't hear that from me.
On TV. I just already know we come from a whole
ain't none of that
different cloth, different lineage of
right.
There's going to be some repercussions behind that. So, hey, say that cuss word again. You getting popped?
Yeah.
And dare to say the same shit over and over again. So it's just at the end of the day,
old school.
Yeah, partially it's the parents. It's the parents that's not doing anything about this. And then if you want to say that it's partially the artist also by doing whatever it is for a check. And then it's like we can't really blame the record label because the record label, they're going to do what they're going to do. But it's going to be up to us if we want to contribute to that nonsense. So,
but you know what? The record label has the power to be like, you know what? I don't think this is a good idea.
They got the power, but they know controversy sells. They know degeneracy sells. So at the end of the day, bro, they're going to fund whatever that they see that they can make the most money from. Love stories that, like, if we're talking about movies, I'm pretty sure action movies sell more than romance and all that shit or whatever. If we're just talking about gossip and entertainment, drama definitely sell way more than positivity and so a lot of the people that people talk about recently. Let's talk about Dean and Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner, this dude that people look at him as a drunk, a has-been. Congratulations for recently getting $1 million, becoming a millionaire again. But just overall, what is he doing? Being a degenerate as far as drinking and coming at women. Hey, you want to fuck? All right, I got 500. I got 1,000 for you. Basically paying for the coochie. So we talked about that before, huh?
Being a coon.
We can't. Raccoon. A raccoon. Yeah, but exactly. But that's the stuff that people getting paid for. So it's. I think it's deeper than just that actual song, but we do have to hold the different people that we can hold accountable for what's going on. So, matter of fact, I got this video, bro. We're gonna play this video from Comedy Hype, man. And if y'all haven't done so, make sure y'all subscribe and everything. Y'all check out everything. We got Mike in the building. Yo, Mike, what's the word? Splashy said, interesting. Brian said, I remember one of my coworkers was teaching her 4-year-old daughter WAP lyrics and laughing at it.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Saying she looked so cute trying to sing, shaking my head, she needs to be slapped. And that's the thing about it, bro. Like, it's crazy how so many females find that type of stupid shit funny. That's why we need to have the 2-parent households, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Hey, wait. Yeah. You said the females find it funny. They think it's cute for them to do that. You know what I mean? I'm a single dad. Okay. I do have a woman in my life that's been around, for quite some time in my life, longest out of all of them. But That's where she get her motherly skills. She goes that way for that. But me, on the real, how I see it is I'm a single dad. You know what I'm saying? So this is not tolerated at all. The women find it cute. I don't see that cute at all. For me to do that and promote that as a dad, you understand what I'm saying? I will be looking not just, I'm looking worse than the women now. You understand what I'm saying? As a
Yep.
single dad. You understand what I'm saying? Let's go.
And that's real talk, man. And I've heard some hard stuff. Like a lot of people, they be saying like women are children with breasts. Like it sound cold, but I'm not gonna say all women are like that. But the
No.
irresponsible women that don't want to be held accountable for anything. I came across certain women that own up to their BS and they look for ways to try to fix that. That's a real woman. But a lot of these certain females that feel like they can do whatever they need to do or want to do without any type of ramification behind it, those are the ones that damn near have the loudest voices, especially in our community. They're the most seen because they're so boisterous about all the wrong shit that they want to do, twerking on everything. It's crazy. Like, sidebar before we get to this video, I don't know if you heard. Matter of fact, we did a live about this like probably about a month ago now, and we was talking about that girl that got unalived by her baby daddy, and at the candlelight visual, some people got unalived too.
Oh yeah.
And they had females twerking on cars to celebrate the girl death. You had some old drunk dude humping a poster of hers, like air humping a poster. It's just a grip of degeneracy, bruh. So that's what needs to be addressed in our community. But then if we hear, Austin Metcalf dad say, he's tired of seeing black people do certain things, then it becomes a race issue when certain black people don't even like the bullshit that we be doing amongst each other. So, right. That's the conversation we definitely need to have to kind of fix the current situation and get more respect than what we currently have. What you say? You need a 2K stream after? Yeah, for sure. I got you. Brian said black women can be their own double standards and yet saying they don't get respect. Hey, Brian said it, not me. Brian said not me. But hey, let's get to the video on Comedy Hype Plus News. It says Young Miami responds to India.Arie diss and spin that hurting the black. I'm pretty sure it means the black community.
Right. News, I'm John Apple. As we continue our coverage on India.Arie speaking against the popularity of Young Miami spin that hit.
Ah shit. Hey bro.
What up?
Mike.
All right, got you.
Yeah, twerking on cars at a funeral, mad weird. Yes, that's what I'm saying. What's the word? Hey, jail? Is it jail? Jail? Air humping. I once air humped the balloon.
What the fuck?
Humping. I once air humped a balloon shaped like a woman, laughing out.
No, stop. Oh, hey, how old was you? You was in college?
And did she have a name?
Continue our coverage on India.Arie against the popularity of Young Miami spin that hit. Young Miami herself looks to have finally responded back with her thoughts about Arie's comments and any backlash people have about the song. On Wednesday, the rapper would reshare a post directly responding to India.Arie dissing her song's success. The post would go on to say, "Enough. There have been so many more successful songs about murder, the disrespect of women, drug use / dealing, etc. But Caresha's song about checks, notes, stealing, from what you can infer to be major corporations at that, and tricking is the problem with our community? Please." This would specifically address Arie's criticism of the song, stating the mass acceptance of the song itself is a crystal clear sign of the bigger problem. I
Interesting.
finally realized that not everybody wants to get free, and it was a very rude awakening. Now, Arie's comments would come after Young Miami would receive praise from the audience at this year's BET Awards and would be announced as having the song of the summer. Now, following her resharing the post reacting to Arie's criticism, Miami would then go on to say, "This for the hood, nigga. I see y'all and I feel y'all," along with her resharing that her song has now reached number 25 on Billboard's Hot 100 list. Now, a growing number for some isn't just black adults who will be influenced by the message of the song, but unfortunately children who have gone viral for singing the lyrics just like it was a Gracie's Corner song.
Mm-mm-mm. That shit ain't funny.
Just the system pops a peg. Girl gonna go, yeah, bitch.
No.
Spin this shit.
You better
For those who don't
stop.
know, the phrase boosting bitches where y'all at, which is repeated several times a part of the song's chorus, is shouting out women who steal, as that's what boosting means. Now, just in the past several weeks, there have been two major incidents related to stealing with negative consequences. The first would be when 1-year-old Cohen Wiley was shot in a car by police after his mother fled a local Walmart after she and an accomplice allegedly shoplifted from the store. And another, with direct ties to Spindat, would be a mother and daughter duo who would post a video of them dancing to the song with stolen purses just before their arrest in Seattle. According to local reports, the mother and daughter was accused of stealing more than $7,000 worth in Louis Vuitton handbags, would go on to celebrate their alleged theft by posting a TikTok video to Spindat, which has now become key evidence in their case. Court records allege that in the video it appears that the mother was actually dancing with handbags resembling the stolen Louis Vuitton merchandise they are now being investigated for. Now, as mentioned in Miami's response.
All right, yeah, before we go further, so do you see the trend? We have a mother-daughter duo of stealing items. Before that, a young child was harmed because the mother was fleeing from stealing. And then previously, we see a young girl singing a song, and who's recording her cursing and giggling and laughing? The mother. So, you know what I'm saying? That's three mothers that's failing their children and leading them in the wrong direction. And that's why I said previously, it seemed like not all women, for the disclaimer, not all women, but just the irresponsible, ratchet ass ones, they think this type of shit is cool, funny, and they get influenced. And that's what I'm saying. That's the difference between the drug dealing, because honestly, I'm gonna call it a spade on both sides. Yes, there are certain males that listen to NBA YoungBoy, Young Jeezy, whatever murder music it is, and they'll end up committing a crime or turning up and getting them fucked up in a situation to where we actually point that out to be like, hey, look at this dumbass being influenced by this gangster music. Now you caught up in a situation where you spend the rest of your life in jail. We talk about those things. We don't gloss over it and try to place the blame on somebody else. So when it comes to these female rappers, we need to hold them accountable just like how we hold men accountable for the messages that they put out there.
So true. So true. Because I'm going to tell you right now, my daughter is 7 years old. I seen that kid singing that, and she looked like she was about 4 or 5. And when I see that, automatically, when I seen all of that, of the kids singing that stuff, or not just in unison, I'm talking about the ones individually. Dad is not there. First of all, he's not there. So they're raising their kids by themselves, and this is what they're influencing their kids to be like. They're actually, I ain't gonna say brainwashing, but they're programming them to act a certain way when they're of age of maturity. My daughter she doesn't know who Cardi B is. She don't know who Nicki Minaj is. She don't know who Megan Thee Stallion is. She don't know who Sexy Red is. She don't know none of these booty shaking hip hop female artists. She don't know none of them. She don't know their songs. You know what I'm saying? And the motherly figure that she has don't tolerate that either. You know what I'm saying? So it's not going down like that. So I guess I'm programming my child a different way. You're programming your child to be like who you are and what your personality is. You know what I'm saying? This is how you see yourself, and you want your daughter to be just like you. You know, I'm just if there's no father around, because I'm sure father, hey dad, like, hey,
A real man will be around and they'll shut that shit down to where the mother or the female be like, oh, you're not fun. You're messing up the fun. Like, hell no. A real man is a leader and a real man has order.
Right.
But the problem is a lot of these women want to run free and don't have any order around their house. And it shows. Like, personally, that's one of the reasons why I believe a lot of this ratchet shit is prevalent. That's why I believe a lot of these females think that they can sleep with as many guys that a dude can do with women, because they believe that they have the same role as a man. And a lot of that stuff is degenerate to the point to where at the end of the day, if you want to eat ice cream all day long, you're going to rot your teeth out. There's always there's a yin and a yang. There's a consequence behind every action. But sometimes a lot of these females don't want to hear that shit. They want to think that they can have 55 take away their kids 50 times, and then when they really want to have a kid and then they find out that they can't, now it's everybody else's fault. Well, maybe you should make better decisions. They want to be popping these pills to get rid of the kids that they got, like they annihilators and shit like that. You got to be, but when you request that, like you said earlier, you're a raccoon, you're a sellout, you're all these things. Like, it's crazy how we program and brainwash each other to where anything that's positive as far as having a good credit score, saving money, whatever it is, you're trying to be white or speaking proper, whatever it is, we put ourselves in these cages to where when we see somebody rise above that type of bullshit, we got to find a way to ostracize them, because if we glamorize that, we can't use the excuse of everybody else holding us down other than you're the person that's holding yourself down. So it's crazy, man. We got a couple of comments, man. What the fuck? Brian said he's still talking about that balloon girl, man. Brian said she popped off, exploded all over the place. Jail said facts. And then Brian said her name was Ariel. All right, bro. That's my last. That's my last joke. I'm shutting my mouth now. Jail said facts. And it's even bigger than that because the labels push it, because they also invested in the corn industry. So they make money from that too. They profited from it in every aspect. Hey, I didn't think about that, but that's true. You got the jail system that they invested in and the corn industry. So, it's a cold game of what they doing out there, man. And let's get back to this video though, man. That's crazy. I ain't think about it.
Once, this isn't the first time a hit rap song promoted crime or bad behavior, like Rick Ross's BMF, or known as Blowing Money Fast, which pays homage to legendary street hustler Big Meech and street gang leader Larry Hoover. Or do you remember Jaquan's Tipsy, that encouraged people to get drunk? In that same song, he would even go on to threaten to shoot someone. And you can't forget about Eminem's Kim, where for 6 minutes and 19 seconds, he sings about killing his wife and child's mother. So let's talk about it more in the comments below. Now that we've heard from Young Miami, is she wrong for creating an anthem that celebrates crime, or should the responsibility fall on the person listening to it? And for more news in comedy, culture, and sports, be sure to subscribe here to our YouTube channel and follow Hype Plus across all social media. Reporting live from Hype Club, for Hype Plus News, I'm John Abba.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it.
All right. Hey, did we skip the fact of what India.Arie actually said?
Shit. No.
What was that?
No,
Yeah,
no, I don't think we skipped anything. I mean, I don't even think we've seen that part.
Okay, yeah, we didn't see that part. So let me go check this out. We could find that on the same people, the Comedy Hype Plus News. This video was 15 hours ago because that was her responding. But Comedy Hype News had another video to where India.Arie actually had she had something to say about this, man. Okay, bet. This shit is crazy.
Yeah, man. Like, look.
What you say, bro?
What's crazy is maybe I might lose my point real quick, but the point that the white people are the one that made the video very popular, because it's not just going to be us to make the song popular. You know what I'm saying? White people tended to it too. And when they get a hold of it, it goes crazy then. That's the part. They like the song. I've seen white moms dancing with white girls on the song.
Like I said, I agree to a certain extent.
Huh?
No, I said I agree with you to a certain extent.
I mean, yeah, we gonna make it popular by them watching us, and when they see it, like, oh, this is going crazy. Oh, let me do something now. You know what I'm saying? It's probably gonna go further than this from now, bro. Another month from now, we still gonna be hearing this song on TikTok and YouTube Shorts.
I believe so, until somebody actually get hurt, and that's the main problem. A lot of this happens, and then somebody have to lose their life for people to really recognize how dangerous a lot of this shit can be. Like, that's what I'm saying. A little girl ended up getting popped because her mother was fleeing, and she had her daughter in the car, and luckily that she's still here, but it's going to have to take a situation where somebody end up losing their life to where they really pay attention to how detrimental this song is. All right, now this is from Comedy Hype Plus News, talking about the same thing, but we don't actually hear India.Arie explanation of why she don't like the song.
India.Arie is now reacting to the backlash she's now receiving after criticizing the song's success. It's always some washed up hag coming from out of the woodwork to try to knock down the success of another woman rising. India.Arie hasn't had a hit since 2005. The fact that you felt the need to get on your old ass soapbox and speak on it says a lot about you.
Damn.
No respect.
Who said that?
All.
Who said that?
Some YouTube not YouTube, but somebody in the comments.
A dark-skinned woman in Hollywood who understands just how that plays out in Hollywood would decide to use her time in her platform, not to have a conversation with Young Miami just as sisters, but instead decide to openly say that she believes that this song Spin That should be boycotted.
India.Arie is saying that Young Miami's song Spin That is bad because it's influencing people to go steal, and they're not listening to the message of the beat, they just listen to the song. I just think that's so funny because the whole industry is doing it. Y'all just hate to see people at a certain point. My thing is, if you're gonna call out Young Miami, you might as well call out everybody. Y'all using Young Miami because she's popping right now. And I just think that's some hating ass shit. Mind you, if somebody is listening to a song and they decide to go steal, that's not Young Miami's problem. That's a you issue.
Now, a part of her first response to the song, she would reply to a Threads user who would call for Young Miami's song Spin That to be boycotted. The user would first say, I'm calling for a boycott of Young Miami's song Spin That. I believe it's degrading to our culture. At some point, we have to take seriously the power music has over our perception and the values it reinforces. This can't be the song of the summer. Now, in her response, Arie would go on to say, I spent my entire adult life caring way too much because I finally learned that not everybody cares with a capital C, and explaining it to them is not going to make them care. Everything you listen to or eat is going to influence you, so make wise choices, y'all. Now, this would be a collective of responses, with her even admitting feeling disappointed that this is what listeners are enjoying today. Now, after several outlets would pick up the story, it now appears that some listeners feel she's a hater and even have interpreted her response as someone who is calling on a boycott of the hit song. On Wednesday, Arie would end up reacting to angry Young Miami fans and would clarify that she is not asking for people to boycott the song, and with that, she will not be apologizing. A part of her response to people checking her for her stance, Arie would go on to say, look, LOL, if y'all gonna drag about what I said and not with what somebody else told you I said, I did not call for a boycott. That was someone else, LOL. This is absurd from y'all, LOL, geez. Now, over on her Instagram, she would continue clarifying her position, stating that the song is a reflection of where we are today, followed by a nearly 20-minute video on her Substack platform, explaining her issues with the song, and would go on to further clarify her stance.
It is being wrongly reported on some of these blogs that I am calling for a boycott of the song of the summer. I don't need to tell you what the song is. If you don't know, then you don't need to know. And if you do know, then you already know. And if you want to know, you can go look it up. Everything has a frequency. People are like, it's just a song. No, nothing is just anything. Everything has a frequency. Colors have a frequency. Names have a frequency. Cities, states have different frequencies. Mountains have a frequency. Rivers have a different frequency from mountains. Mountains by rivers have a specific frequency. Food has a frequency. And music is pure frequency. It is sound frequency. And when you put sound together with words and it's rhythmic, you get inside of people's subconscious mind. And that is the power of a song, of lyrics, melody set to a rhythm. That's the power of it. It has power over you, over us. And I said what I said, and I was clear in my comments. I know I was. And so you can go see my comments and know that I mean what I said. And so for that song of the summer, I won't be listening. And if you don't want that food in your system, don't listen. And if you just think it's fun, then enjoy.
Now, as mentioned, it appears that many people who agree with.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, that's pretty deep. And
that is
the sidebar when she said a little bit earlier, two things. When she was putting out her music, Brown Skin, a lot of her music was a lot of uplifting type of music, to be honest. And recently, like last year or so, when they had the Essence Festival and they were doing all that twerking and basically making the show worse than what it was, India.Arie spoke out against that also. And then she got the same backlash. So from the Kevin Samuels, the India.Aries, anybody that criticize or critique what's going on in the Black community, like I said earlier, they try to find a way to ostracize them and make them seem like the problem and not the 50 motherfuckers that got damn near 18 baby mamas and all that shit, not being a mother, a good mother or father to their kids. Like they're not the people that's responsible for that. And to go off of what she said recently, yes, names, words of affirmation, the music, the food, all that stuff have frequencies, especially music for sure. So a lot of people, it's not that deep. And then they wonder why they be in the same situation that they be in. So the unfortunate part about it is that deep. And sorry if you don't want to go that deep into thought about it.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to go in deep mind thought about it? Well, check this shit out. The motherfucking vibrations that she was speaking about is very real. The frequencies, all of that is very real. Your aura that you present as yourself as an individual is real. There's colors, there's frequencies, all of that. The earth has an aura, and you can see it from the outer layer of what it is through the ozone layer and the atmosphere that gives us air. Now, the vibrations she's talking about is because she comes from positivity, brown skin, like you said. You know what I'm saying? Her music is mostly positive, and at a young age, she was mature to make that type of music. You know what I'm saying? She was, I don't know how old she was back then in 2005, but I'm sure she probably was the same age as Young Miami and the rest of these ratchets that's out here with the ratchet music. The thing about it is, with on her part, is that positivity, she's not seeing none of that. The frequencies are off. Be quiet, dog. And the vibrations. When you have music, music is a very big frequency for the earth. The pulse of the earth has a vibration. It pulses out. It moves beyond us throughout the universe. The heartbeat of the earth. We as people and seeds of the earth supply that heartbeat when it comes through consciousness. The yin and the yang. You know what I'm saying? Now, is the yang or the yin gonna win? It's always got to stay balanced. Shut up, dog. Um, the frequency is being pushed, the negative frequency, I should say, is being pushed forward more than the positivity now, is what's going on. That could take over. And us as a people, because me, myself, I meditate. You know what I'm saying? I go beyond from where I am, where I'm sitting, is what I'm talking about. Astral plane style. Let's go. Um, it's not good. It's negative. I don't believe in negative energy. If I have negative energy around me, I'm going to be negative. You understand what I'm saying? If I stay positive and I keep positive people around me, my whole aura is positive, is me as an individual. Sleepy, be quiet. But that's my point right there of what I was saying when it comes to, like, she's talking about frequencies and vibrations. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that I get her on that. I totally get her. You know what I'm saying? This is negative. You know what I mean? And for we got these irresponsible moms that's out here pushing this issue to their kids to be like this is not cool, man. I don't understand none of this. I mean, I do, because dad's not there. I get that. Dad is gonna be right there. He's gonna be the strong point. Ain't none of this popping. Nah, we ain't doing that. He gonna tell his wife that ain't popping. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, just from my point of view as a dad, that's not going down. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing cute about that. It's not funny. It looks stupid. You're making us look bad. And I'm tired of this shit, man. I'm tired of these motherfuckers out here making us look bad. Make us look good for once. Everybody? You know what I'm saying?
That's the stuff that's not celebrated, though. Hey,
yeah.
Going on what you were saying a little bit earlier, India.Arie was born in 1975. She's 50 years old. That song came out in 2001, so I'm assuming that she was like 21, 22 years old. I mean, 20, damn. Take that back, like 25, 26. So,
okay.
She was on that positive shit at a younger age than Young Miami being 32. You know, saying that.
Well, Young Miami came out the same time she did.
I can say that, yeah.
Yeah. So the maturity, compare that matureness together right there.
Or
compare
just
that.
The evolution. Like ever since you came out, you've been on the same shit damn near 7-8 years, 10 years or whatever it is, so you haven't really had no chance for growth. And it's just crazy how people can say that people are hating on her because now that she's winning.
Nah, you know what it is, bruh? She ain't got no kids.
That part too. Now, you know what? Well, not even that, because I agree, but then disagree because shit, Cardi B got hella kids, but she still be pushing that. And my cookie
I get it.
And that, so
Yeah, I get it. But we're not talking about her. We talking about Young Miami, and she ain't got no kids. What does she care? Now, when you said Cardi B was like, yeah, you said she do the same thing, cool. But do you think Cardi B let the kids listen to her music?
No, we just talked about it earlier.
Like, okay, so that's some sort of responsibility right there. You know what I'm saying? So even though it's irresponsible, you playing both sides. Hey, I can't agree with none of that right there. Be one of the two is what I'm saying. And with her, she ain't got no kids. She like, nigga, I don't give a fuck. Nigga, I'm do what I want to do.
Hey, but to push back on what you saying though, what's worse? A person that don't have no kids making potential harmful songs that's influenced the kids, or the person that do have kids making those same songs, but then tell their kids not to listen to that.
Damn. You said what's worse? Wow.
That is like that actually know better.
Is that the yin and the yang right there?
Nah, that's like choosing.
No, I'm saying like it's two evils.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta pick one evil. You gotta pick one evil. You know what I'm saying? Like what the fuck?
Evils, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Like
and that's what I'm saying. Like the crazy part about it is there are female rappers. I even know one of these female rappers that I think is way better than a lot of these commercial ass rappers. The crazy part about it is even on the mainstream level, we got like the rap cities. People don't pay attention to her because she don't talk about that dumbass coochie pop type of shit. So it like Jail said earlier, it's the industry that's pushing that. And a lot of these people can't say no to these $3 million deals or just the whatever money that they offering and shit. Brian said, what the hell is Pink Shower Cap talking about? He said 100% truth when it came to India.Arie. He said, Classic, you need to say that as a clip, shut up, dog. And already hit that like, hit that like, man, for sure. You about to say something, Tony?
Yeah, I was about to ask you a question right here. What do you think about Glorilla, and do you think she's ratchet?
I'm not gonna lie, I was about to mention her too. I actually like Glorilla. The thing is, she mixed that ratchetness because I've heard her make personal messages about like, hey girls, don't be serious with these niggas. Go out and date as many niggas as you want, and this and that.
Oh, okay, that part.
Yeah, she
I'm talking about the music. Okay, I'm talking about the music part though.
Yeah. Now on her music stuff, she talks about ratchet shit, but it isn't 24/7 wop 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 wop. She coming there with some bars. She talk about like how she gangsta with her girls, and it's her swag it isn't feminine, and it's like she kind of come across as one of the dudes. It's like when she rap, I get the persona that she want to show that she's damn near better than some of the niggas when she's rapping, and that's coming from the original hip hop bravado. Hey, I'm tight, I'm dope.
Right.
Braggadocious.
Gotcha.
She don't come across as far as like, a Young Miami, because if somebody was to say, hey, give me a bar of what Young Miami talking about is going to pertain to her coochie, taking money from a trick, or how she don't need a man type shit, and that isn't good rap, you know. So the same thing with Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj, she be spitting, but she talk her ratchet shit here and there or whatever. But a lot of her bars come from the bravado-ness of, you know, I'm hard and you can't fuck with me, and that's what basically I believe
the core of hip hop. The core of hip hop.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So it's a big difference with that. Like, what's your opinion about it?
It's like how you said it right there. It's like when okay, I'm gonna put it to you like this. We're gonna put it to you like this. Out of all the new female rappers, what would men listen to? We got Glorilla. You got the Carrot Top girl,
Ice Spice,
and then you got Young Miami, Lotto, Doechii, Doechii, what's the other one? Doja Cat, that's another one. But let's go with those. Out of men, which one are we listening to? See what I'm saying?
Yeah, the one that can actually rap.
We're gonna go with Glorilla. We're gonna go with Glorilla because she I ain't gonna say, like, I don't know, it's like if she come off as a nigga, you know what I'm saying? But the cadence is like that. And for a minute, you sitting there listening, you forget she a female. The way she rapping. You feel what I'm saying? So me, I'm not listening to no Ice Spice, not no Doja Cat. You're not gonna catch me rolling and bumping Doja Cat pulling up at a red light. You know what I'm saying? Or any of the rest of them. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, if I got on some Glorilla and I'm pulling up, nigga, and I'm vibing with that shit, niggas is like, okay, I get that. You know what I'm saying? I get that. It ain't gonna be no ratchet shit though. You know what I'm saying? That shit out of here.
That part.
I mean, me, I'm on my conscious shit. You know what I'm saying? I stay on conscious rap. You know what I'm saying? When I'm in the car, you know what I mean? I know how to flip the switch when I want to, so I don't need no gangster music.
Hey, what up? What up, Snipes? Hey, he said, not gonna lie, I listen to Rhapsody. And that's what I said a little bit earlier. Rhapsody, she's a dope artist that don't talk about, because the crazy part about it is when dudes say like, hey man, we don't want to listen to that coochie rap and all that shit. Oh, you just hating on a female. But if you was to flip the roles, and if you was to ask a girl like, hey, what if a dude was always talking about my Johnson? They'll be like, hey, he's a pervert. Get him off. I don't want to hear that. Like, that's all you think about. You know, so that's the same way us dudes, when we hear these females talking about, oh, it's wetter and all that other shit, like, yeah, it's cool to sprinkle that shit in here and there, but nigga, like, we don't want to hear that shit 24/7. Yeah. And then you hear that shit from each and every one of them, to where it's like, oh yeah, like, we talk about the male rappers, we call them trash, but for some reason, you know, you can't be trash if you're a female rap artist, which is crazy.
Huh?
No,
what
I'm
they
just saying,
talking
like, they say they will think that you can't be trash, and if you are calling them trash, then you just a bigot. You don't like women and all this other, you know, the shame, insult, the need to be right, the deflection, all that shit that comes with it.
It's their music. They listening to it, not us.
Hey, gotta be. Hey,
and the women make the music go popular.
Yeah, I'll agree on that. Cause prime example, you got females paying $1,000 to see Chris Brown and take a picture with him and shit like that. Ain't no nigga spending a rack to meet Ice Spice or whatever it is. Like, if y'all in the chat, if y'all know if a female said that she was spending $1,000 and dudes was buying that, let me know. But I can't recall anybody doing that.
For real.
Brian said, ask yourself, does a drug dealer worry about his clients overdosing, or does pharmaceutical companies worry about abuse of their products? Nope. So I guess that's the same thing with these female rappers then, huh?
Yeah, nope from either one of those questions.
Yeah, they don't care, so it's like, fuck it. And then he said, same thing with music, two sides, same coin. Yeah. And the thing is, the only difference I can say about the men rapping and the female rapping, if you talking about being a big meech and all the other shit, there's levels to where you really gotta fucking get introduced into that to get to that level. But if you talking about boosting and stealing from local stores, it don't really take that much effort to get into the game of doing that type of shit, you know. Or talking about like how they was making references of the Eminem Kim song. I know a lot of people don't like their baby mom and stuff like that, but I don't think they're gonna go out and unalive them because they heard Eminem.
Nah, I thought it was that song was magical to me. It was just all imagination. So when I heard it, I was going through the same type of shit. So to me, it was like he took everything that I was thinking and put it into a song. But I didn't go do it.
Yeah.
But I loved the song. You know what I'm saying? That part right there. Now that's different because he's not really saying it. It's artistic. You could tell that it's artistic the way he did that. You know what I'm saying? That's my point.
And I disagree with what they said in that video, because if that's the case, after we done watched Terminator or John Wick, and we would have had a shootout in the parking lot and down there caught 15 bodies before we went home. Like, so, you know, everybody don't get influenced the same way to commit certain crimes just because of the music. So I don't think it's on the same wavelength or whatever. But yeah, let's continue this video. I think we're almost over with it though.
With Arie feel that the Spin That song further pushes negative behavior in the Black community, especially since there's been so many incidents with Black people who are just accused of crimes ending badly. So if some will be influenced by the song's lyrics, this isn't something we should be praising. Like the recent shooting of Cyrus Carmick Belton in 2023, who was a 14-year-old shot in a backlash storm after he was only accused of stealing water. Now, Young Miami herself has also been a part of the criticism, one being her relationship and support of Diddy and her own mother's connection to theft. So for some to hear a song with lyrics saying, "Where all my scamming ass niggas at, spending that money fast, boosting bitches, where y'all at, stuffing that shit in y'all bag, just to flip it, pop some tags, spin that shit, it raises concerns that this is the crown anthem of the moment.
All y'all promoting that Caresha song, Spend That Shit, y'all are the reason why our community's in shambles. We already know that bitch is low vibrational and was trafficking drugs for Diddy. Did y'all forget that she was a part of it and then wrote a pardon letter to the fucking judge? Do y'all not understand what y'all are promoting? And y'all go promote this ghetto ass, trashy ass bitch? It's crazy work to me. It's crazy work. We got little boys that are getting shot up because they're being profiled, right, as thieves and scammers, and y'all are still outside. Where all my scamming ass niggas at? Grow the f up. And when you have to make a GoFundMe for your sons, don't come to the internet. Where all my scamming ass niggas at?
Hey, no dad.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it more in the comments below. Do you agree with people like Arie calling out the song?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, we got two sides of that. One, we seen a female dropping some bars about the actual realities of that, and then you got Pink Bonnet Shower Cap Girl defending the shit. Now, there's going to be more bonnets defending it other than talking against it. And I really believe the reason why they talk against that type of shit is if you criticize the degeneracy that's going on in our community, that means that you're going to have to straighten up and not do those type of things. But people say that people are biased to the shit that they partake in. So if I'm a thief and I'm stealing, I'm gonna say, well, you know, some people still because they don't have. They're gonna make it. I'm gonna make an excuse for it. So a lot of people that's in our community make the excuses because they don't want to actually do better or try harder. It's easier to say, hey, I can't make no business. I might as well steal from somebody else because, hey, you know, they out to get me. They're gonna stop me if I try, but they haven't even tried on their own. And we see examples of other people making it with their own business. So the possibility is actually out there. You just have to actually work harder for that. And a lot of people don't want to work hard. We do have some hard workers in our community, but those are too far in wide in between to where the people that actually do make it out, niggas try to find some way to sabotage what they got going on. You know, so sometimes we can be our own worst enemy by hating on each other and not actually congratulating the people that actually work hard for the stuff that they got. And the crazy part about it is, I seen Young Miami recently. I think she did like a little video talking about, yeah, you know, I gotta thank God for always having his hands on me, and this song is doing so great. And I just find it so ironic that you thanking God for becoming popular and getting a lot of money for this scamming boosting song that you just released. Like, you know, it's like me dropping a song called Kill 100 Niggas 100 Days 100 Nights, and I'm thinking thank you Jesus, you know, for making this song go viral, and now I got money and stuff. It's like, really? I'm talking about killing my own people, but I'm thanking God that this song is taking off. Like, the crazy part about it sounds like that's of the devil, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah,
it sure does.
Yeah, what's your thoughts about everything, man? We about to wrap it up in a minute, bro.
Yeah, wrapping it up. Okay. Young Miami. Where my scamming niggas at? And you got all the baby mamas out there singing it to they kids. And I seen a couple of boys up there. What just little girls in there singing? They was all in the group singing this.
You know what I'm saying? Kids?
Yeah, the kids that were singing. It was a couple of boys in there. Yeah. And I'm hearing the moms in the background laughing, or the mom or whoever was responsible, but I don't hear nothing, no man voice in there. Okay? Now I'm sure that when the dad seen the video, he was probably hot. You know what I'm saying? What's going on here?
Man.
Hey, what you doing? You know, but if he went that, he a goofy. That's what I'm gonna say right there. Period. You a straight up goofy for some shit like that. Yo, hey, we not doing this, people. You not gonna sit there and you can't do, if you program your child like this to be like how you are, such as a ratchet that don't give two fucks about nothing, and you want your child to be like that, you don't want them to be better, you want them to be like you, you're a fucking stupid ass. What was that last thing you said at the last cast? Restarted. Okay? Absolutely restarted. Hey, what the hell y'all out there doing? You baby mamas need to learn. And I guess you ain't gonna learn because you're young. You're immature, just like the person who put the song out there for you. You said, what is wrong? The person that put the song out there about scamming, or the people that's receiving it and being influenced by it? What you saying, to pick the two of lesser evils. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, people, which one do you guys get to pick? I'm going to pick none of it. That's what I'm going to do. My kid ain't listening to none of that type of shit. You know what I mean? She don't even know what the song is. I'm glad it's summertime, and because last time I heard something, she came down about 6, 7, and then I explained that to her. And she was looking like the bad guy when she was going back to school. Said, "No, my dad." And like, "Oh, wait, baby, don't say that." But this is what I'm saying. You know, I give my kid the real. Hey, you know what I'm saying? If I hear something, hey, nah, we not doing that. Nope. You know what I'm saying? There's irresponsible parents that's out there that have these kids singing this song. The person that put the song out there is irresponsible. The record label that's backing it up is irresponsible. What are you guys pushing for when it comes to this for the young audience? I have heard nothing that came out of the young audience in 2 years. The last 2 years that was banging was Kendrick Lamar. That was consistent. And there's nothing else after that that's I can see that I'm looking forward to listening to the whole album. It hasn't been nothing since. Did Kendrick destroy the game? Oh no, but I don't know what's going on. Hip hop is kind of dead right now, man. We what is this right here with the Phoenix Flex? Phoenix flexing. This dude come up here with we talked about that. This hip hop industry is going bananas right now, man. It's losing its lane. The artist is not being the true artists that they are, so they can truly express themselves of where they come from and who they are, because they have the record labels telling you who you are.
Yep. Hey, and with that Phoenix flexing situation, that's why I brought up the fact, like, I had to ask the question, like, man, is hip hop that dead to the point that they feel like, oh, we got, like, it's an AI song. A lot of people can kind of pick that up, but just the fact that if it's not an AI song, it's some 1980s, the dude don't even sound like himself. It, like, for some reason, it give me like Elton John feel, like, but you know. I think hip hop is not in the right state right now because people are gravitating towards the stupidest shit ever, and people are entertained by it, bruh. Like, the crazy part about it, like, you ever heard of like what Uno Mouse or Uno Mouse, whatever his name is?
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, I believe Martin Luther King had a dream, and we was going to the street. Like, the dude made the dumbest songs, but this nigga be having millions of views, bro. Like, social media really been making indie and everybody popular.
Oh, wow.
So I believe
that
hip hop is pretty trash right now.
It's a gimmick. You saying it like that as if they looking for gimmicks.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
They don't care about replay value. All they care about is a good laugh. You feel me? And to make somebody laugh, you don't necessarily have to be dope or talented. You know, so that's where we're at.
All about views, going viral, social media connections, all of that. Black Mirror, first season, episode 2. I told you about that. I watched that night. I told you about that. And I went back to it. And I'm like, they're predicting the future. But I see that. I've seen that 2 or 3 years ago, but this is what the future is. We're speaking on it now. It's a gimmick.
Yeah, man.
We're all going to see a bunch of gimmicks. It's a clown show. It's a fucking circus now. What in the hell is going on around here, man?
I'm not gonna lie. One of the big major signs that it was going in that direction was the whole inception of 6ix9ine becoming popular. The dude had on
the first clown,
a colorful wig with the yellow flow. I'm not gonna lie, the dude had good record. I wouldn't say good record, but there was hits, like the catchy
good
beat.
Production. Good production.
The catchy beat, the hook be on point. His verses be but just entertainment wise, he was talking his shit and he was consistent with it. But he had this, I'm a blood, the street ties and all that stuff, to where, you know, that unraveled and people figured out like, hey, bro, that's all entertainment. But people kind of saw that formula and figured out like, yeah, man, you can just talk as much shit that you want. You don't necessarily have to be about it. Just do whatever look good for the camera, and you'll get rewarded by the views. Because 6ix9ine will have a controversy and then drop a song the next day. Controversy, drop a song the next day. So people figured out that formula of like rage baiting and clip farming to their advantage.
Oh, good point, man. Good point. You can honestly say that it was basically the start of this new age hip hop era of social media.
Yeah,
you can honestly say that. Yeah, the image, them pushing him out to be like that, it wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? He had good production. Like you said, I wasn't a fan, like, you know, the hollering and none of his lyrics. There wasn't nothing that was like, you know, this is hard. Like, oh man, I gotta rewind that. Nah, wasn't none of that. It was just, you know, it was a catchy beat. The first troll, they start for him with the social media game, and the format and blueprint is now laid out for the youngsters. They see it that way now. This is how it's supposed to be played out in order for you to get cracking, in order for it to get popping. And he wasn't even the one that laid out the formula. They did. The record label, the ones behind the scenes, the managers, the agents, all of them. They pushing that. And it's being pushed now as a regular formula. There it is. There it is.
And that
open your eyes, people.
That goes back to who's pushing this agenda. Yeah, the artists are part of the blame, but it's these record labels are the main people that's breaking down the analytics of all this shit and telling the artists this is what they need to partake in. So,
right. Yeah, and back in the days, the artists had more control over their own personality. Exactly. Now, these kids now, they don't even have a personality. It's manufactured.
And that's real talk, man. Man, very dope discussion that we had, man. I appreciate OG Corndog pulling up. Appreciate Ryan AC for pulling up. Appreciate Splashy for pulling up. Appreciate Brian for pulling up. The homie Jail pulling up. Grandpa Snipes pulling up, man. Everybody that pulled up. Oh yeah, who else? Mike pulled up. And all the people that's in the comments, I mean in the chat or watching that's not commenting. If you're watching on TV or whatever it is, salute to y'all. Make sure y'all do whatever y'all can to make sure y'all show y'all support. Check us out every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Like we talk about a lot of stuff that's related with hip hop, just current events, and we just give y'all the raw perspective of everything, man. So I appreciate all y'all for pulling up, man. On that note, we out, man. Peace.
Yo, you now rocking with classic music. Now what I want you to do is hit that like, subscribe, and comment on this video. Yeah, let's get it.